Hello Sunderland fans, welcome to the video, and today we're going to be talking about the money. Where is the money? Is there any money? This is the question that seems to be on all of our lips, and if so, where's that money going? Because that's what the club's not really being open and honest with. Now, I've heard lots of little things that people have said, like, oh, it's a previous debt with this, that, and the other, but I thought I'd have a dig around and see what's going on. Because the basic statistic is we're getting 40,000 people to a game, and with the fourth lowest paid club, as in wages, in the league. So that's where we're at. So let's have a little dive into it and see why we're not spending any money on transfers. So the first thing to note is our owners, KLD and Juan Sartori. Okay, so Juan Sartori, Juan Sartori, for example, is standing close to £80 million net worth. Not amazing when it comes to football ownership, but it's still a good chunk for the shares he owns. And KLD is worth £2 billion, which makes him the 17th richest owner. And it says richest owner in the Premier League, should Sunderland be promoted. So he must be one of the richest owners in the Championship. So why is he not putting it into it? Is it just a profit thing for him? So I started to look into this more. Nearly 2 years ago, in April 2022, KLD signed off the club's account 20 to 21, saying the debt owed of 2.2 million was owed to the owners. So it was going to be written off, or there's stuff, so they weren't basically going to take anything. Roll on a few years later, and in March 2023, KLD signed off 2022-23 accounts and promised that debts to the club shareholders, which were up to 12.6 million and then 15.1 million by March of last year, would be written off in due course. So, I mean, what's written off in due course mean? But basically, he was on about the shareholders taking shares instead of money. So we don't have to pay that back. And the fact that it's owed to the owners, we're not paying interest on it. This isn't like a £20 million debt where we're paying money and interest on the bank. It's just there. It's not costing us anything more at the moment. So that's not where the current income is going to. It's not going to a previous debt. So scrap that one straight away. So transfers. So let's have a look at this year, for example. The transfers this year. Now, this is according to transfermarket.co.uk. They're saying the income is 9.3 million and the outgoings 8.9 million with a 400,000 total profit. Sounds about average in the middle, but what they don't take into account here is 3 outgoing transfers. There's no money next to the names. Lahadji, Bat, and Gooch. There's a question mark next to the name. So whatever we got for them is pure profit on top of that. And that includes the incoming all the way up to Rusin, Sealt, all the latest ones. So it's not gone out on transfers because what we got for Ross Stewart alone covered all that. TV income for this club. This is based on like the matches that have been played and the ones that are due, and it's based on averages. Home matches you average 100,000 income, away matches average 10,000 income. So therefore total figure is around 570,000 income from televised matches this season. So there's money coming in. Where's it going? Is it going on their wages? I think not. Our salaries, annual payroll for this year is 9.7 million. Okay, let me put that in perspective for you. in the year before, in 2021, it was the figure just down here, 16.3 million. So we're 7 million less in wages this year than we were last year. Now, attendances last year were 30,000 on average. This year, 40,000 on average. Crazy. So I thought, I need to look at this. This is just like averages. So I need to look at this a bit further. So I came across this, which was the Swiss Ramble document on Sunderland and when we were in the Championship in 2018. Now, I know lots of things are different. Percentages, stuff like that. So I'm just looking at the basics on this. Gate receipts, 6.6 million. Yeah. Based on an average attendance of 27,635. So we started throwing this into a sheet. So we've got 6.6 million, 27,000 attendance based on 23 home games. This is not including any cup fixtures or extra income like that, which averages out at £10.30 a person income. Whether they've got a season card, whether they're OAP, whether they're an adult, it doesn't matter. The numbers don't lie. That's how much money we got. That's how many people there were. And that's the average. Just for references, the adult season card cost in 2018 was £310. Let's jump ahead to 2023. The season card is now £420 for the same one. Side-by-side comparison for an adult season card in the same section, etc. That's a 26% increase since 2018. It's not extortionate, it's about average with inflation. Rolling them numbers up, a 26% increase to the average cost per person would put it to £12.98 times by 23 games, times by an average of 40,000 fans, puts our gate receipts this year coming in at double, 12.18 million. So on a year, we made 6 million on gates. We recorded a £5.1 million loss, I believe, off the top of my head. It might be on another sheet later on. And so at 7 million more, what's going on? I know expenses go up, but not according to the wages. The wages and salaries that year were 46.8 million. More than 4 times the current wages and salary of this year. With all that, profit and loss after tax, blah, 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 all sorts of expenditure that we don't have anymore, other expenses, 21 million in that. There was all sorts of players who were paying off, all sorts of little additions on that. There was a lot more outgoing on that, and we only made a £10 million loss. So it's just madness because that's 2018. So there's just a stat to show the average attendances. The attendances over the games. The only one difference is the Crew Alexander one. But you look at it, look, 44,000, 42,000, 40,000, 41,000, 44,000 at Ipswich. Madness. On the statements of the accounts from last year, we had a turnover of 26.1 million. And we made an operating loss of 5.1 million. Okay, so last year, turnover 26 million, lost 5 million. Last year, our wages was 16 million. Yeah, now the 9. So we've made 7 million. We're paying 7 million less in wages. That puts us into a profit margin straight away. The costs for a game have definitely haven't increased because we've dropped staff off. We've gone digital. We're not printing as many tickets. We didn't even print on season cards. The cost savings we've seen all around the stadium compared to last year. So there's no way we cannot be making a profit per game. Yeah, there's all these things on here. I'm going to just get rid of all that now. And there's loads you can look through. But the bottom line is we've got an owner that's worth 2 billion. We can't possibly be making the losses that they seem to claim we are. We have the highest attendance, number 1 for average attendance in the Championship. We are 21st in the Championship for wage expenditure. 9 million, that's it. It's insane that we are then grumbling over wage contributions to get someone like Kiefer Moore in for 6 months. It's insane. The worst thing about this is there's no explanation. We haven't got accounts out from this year yet. You look through the accounts from the last couple of years with drivers in charge. I mean, I'd love an accountant to go through there and get back to me and let me know where it's all going, because it's being pumped out and there's a debt to the owners that is owed and is not getting paid. There's no interest on that debt. There's nothing like that, which we mentioned at the start. So what's going on? And if we sell someone like Jack Clark for 20 million, is that again going to just disappear into this ether? Where's the money? Why are we not acting during this transfer window? Let me know your thoughts below. If you've got this far, please hit like or dislike. Just interact with the video in some way and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thanks for watching.